YouTube, what's going on? It is time. It's time. It is day 11 now for me. I haven't made a video or posted a video in 10 days. Currently drinking a Pilsner. It's my first beer of the day. And this is the reveal. This is the Monk Life reveal. So before I take the hat off and you see me clean shaven and bald, just a few questions I wanted to answer that have been asked. So one of the things is like, how do I feel, of course, since I'm not eating food? For the first few days, same thing happened last time I tried this. It was pretty brutal. Day one, I had the day off, so luckily I ate a shit ton the night before, and I held off until I think it was like 1 or 2 to drink, if I remember correctly. And I think because I did consume so much food, it made it easier to only drink beer, not eat anything that first day. The second day, what was that day? Thursday. Oh yeah, so I went to work the next day. Day two, I think, has been the worst day so far. There was definitely some times when I felt my face kind of go flush and pale, and I really needed something. But after eating some food, drinking some beer, moments later, it kind of helped out. So I have to admit, before we go on, that I did cheat, I guess. There's been a couple days. Let me rewind. One of the things that's happened since I shaved my head is it's been difficult to get used to sleeping. As weird as that sounds, I'm used to having like a protective, not protective, like a cushion, I guess, just of hair in between me and the pillowcase. Also, because I shaved, it's not completely, even though I did shave, it's not completely smooth. It's still like rough if you go against, the follicles, I guess. I guess. And so what's happening is as I'm trying to sleep, and if I try to roll over or move, it like grabs the pillowcase or the sheet, and it wakes me up, and I have to kind of readjust everything and then lay back down and try to go to sleep. So there was a couple of times where I shaved again, and that night I've noticed I had a hard time sleeping. I just kept waking up all the time. So in cheating, it's I didn't consume food, but I was just so exhausted the next day that I did drink part of a Bang energy drink because there's 0 calories. It's just caffeine and vitamins, pretty much. And who knows what else? But I figured because there was no calories to it, and by a little bit, I think the cans are like 16 ounces or something, and I maybe had 3 or 4, possibly. I never finished the can. I think it's still in my car. But so I did do that. I don't know if that classifies me as failing or not, but I needed just some energy to get throughout the day. So got to be honest about that. Also, the Doppelbock style of beer, and the reason I went full monk, it was brewed by German monks, and I kind of talked about that before. German monks, I guess a lot of monks from what I've read, are clean shaven and have no, and also shave their hair off their head as well. The idea is kind of that they want to remove themselves for any possible styling, we could call it. Like there's no hair gel, there's no dressing up to impress. There's not like a seduction factor of trying to be appealing to any human, male or female. So, and I kind of wanted to do that. Also, I don't know if I talked about this in a video before. I made a video talking about this, but I don't think I published it, is what it was. So my grandpa on my mom's side he dealt with hair loss. So at the end of his life, he only had hair on the sides and the back of his head. And genetically speaking, when it comes to genetics, the son of the daughter picks up his grandfather's traits, if that makes sense. So my mom's dad, my grandpa, because he was balding, I knew at a young age that would be eventually receding hairline, which I have, and thinning hair compared to like all the hair I did have when I was in middle school and high school. So I kind of knew that. When I was a kid, I always wanted to wear hats, and I didn't because there was also the theory that if you wore hats, it would lead to further hair recession, your hair receding, whatever, and hair loss and all that stuff. So I didn't wear like any hats until college. And as soon as I started losing hair, like literally, I would take a shower and I could see my hair falling. I started wearing caps because I'm like, I've always wanted to wear hats anyways. So, all that to say, eventually this is going to be how I look all the time. I'm just going to be clean shaven. I might just continue with this and maybe grow out a beard to keep my head shaven from now on. I don't know. I actually don't mind it that bad. I think it looks halfway decent. So, for the reveal, drum roll, everybody's been wanting to watch. This is me without hair. So, it's definitely different. Like I said, I've gotten used to it at this point because I've been living with it. I've actually used to do this thing where on my birthday, almost every year, I would take a trip somewhere, and the night before, I would shave my head and I would shave my face, and I'd be complete. This is what I would look like. I would travel around to different countries and states like this, and I would see what life was, see what life was like without any hair. As weird as that sounds, and it's kind of like a preparation, like just to see if people have this idea of you. You have this idea of how people view you, I should say, and a lot of those times it's not true, or it's very much built up in your head. So I don't know. I guess the best way to say it is we're all dealing with our own shit. We all have our own stuff going on. So the majority of the time, people don't really care what you're doing. They just want to see that you're alive and doing your thing. You know, it doesn't really matter. And I think that's hard to get past. I feel like even myself, as I try to work on it, when people do come into my shop or I encounter people, I'm like, what do they think of me? What do they think of what I'm wearing? Do they think I look different than last time? What's their opinion of me? And it's hard to kind of push those aside. And so in those trips, it was kind of a realization that nobody cares. Everybody's in their own sphere. Everybody's in their own world. So that this was also kind of like an experiment in doing this, and to actually showing the people that see me daily, like, this is what I look like without hair. I'm a human, just like you. We all have our own genetics that are separate and distinct to our own lives and bodies and person, all that stuff. But oh, what else? I don't know. Oh yeah, that's kind of weird. Like taking off. Oh, my beanies. That sucks. So just because my hair, it's like it's a little rough, I guess. It just pulls on fabric and everything. I can't really wear beanies without them like really feeling like they get stuck to my scalp. As weird as that sounds. So I'm trying not to wear my beanies because I could just feel it, like them wearing down is the best way to put it. I don't know. I don't even. Maybe I just need like a better razor, but I haven't been able to get like that baby soft feel yet. I guess it doesn't really matter. For the fast though, I guess it's. I wouldn't say it's fun, but it's. The fun comes in figuring out myself, if I can say it. I guess that's the best way to put it. So not eating food is not fun. I think about food all the time. Like the other day, I was drinking a beer and I was just imagining like taking a bite out of pizza with some ranch and stuff. And I've been posting on TikTok daily. In case you're on TikTok, it's just this beer here, the brand that drinks with you. So if you want to follow along on TikTok, feel free to follow me there. That's me and Dave. But yeah, I think about food all the time. So I really appreciate smells. I enjoy just smelling stuff. I remember talking about that last time years ago, is that I just wanted to go into all the restaurants and just sit there and like just smell everything because you just long for it. But as far as the hunger, it's very in the morning. It comes on very quickly, so it's like an immediate feed yourself. You're gonna die. You need food. And in my head, I'm like, why are you doing this? This is completely arbitrary. There's nobody making you do this. Just eat some food. And I have to remember, I'm trying to be very disciplined and intentional with this, and just kind of mind over matter type of thing. So, but the hunger is it's very quick, and it's also very quick to go away. I'll drink a glass of water, I'll sip on some beer, and then within 20 minutes I feel fine. So luckily I work blocks away, so I can, like yesterday for example, I had 2 beers before going into the shop and actually had a buzz going, which is crazy because it was like, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But I ended up walking to the shop and then just walking back. So being able to do that allows me to kind of do this self challenge, I suppose. Yeah. Let me know what questions you have. I think I'm going to end it there. I'm not sure what else there's to talk about. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned I lost 15 and a half pounds. 15 and a half pounds so far. That's pretty much on track for the last time I tried this. It kind of goes up and down. I'll lose a few pounds, I'll gain a pound, lose a few pounds, gain a pound, so on and so forth. And yeah, 15 and a half pounds, day 11, beer number 1 for the day. I'll actually be at City Star tonight, so if you're watching this, it is February 27th. It is a Saturday. I'll be closing City Star with Kayla, so come say hi, have a beer, and you can rub my head for good luck or whatever. So yeah, subscribe, like, let me know what questions you have in the comments or in person or whatever, and I'll try to address those next episode. Cheers!